miss it.
What makes you smile?
Every day at McDonald's, we're serving up a variety of great tastes at breakfast. Whether you like scrambled eggs with pancakes, egg McMuffins, sausage biscuits with egg, or our delicious bagel sandwiches, we've got something hot, fresh, and made to order just for you. And remember, no breakfast is complete without coffee. The cool, fresh squeezed taste of Minute Maid orange juice. Start off.
The World Trade Center here in New York City. It happened just a few moments ago, apparently. We have very little information available at this point in time, but on the phone we do have Jennifer Oberstein, who apparently witnessed this event. Jennifer, can you hear me?
Wait, go away, start.
What 9/11 exposed that was great was that there is real patriotism when things go sideways.
Yes.
That people will come together,
Yes.
and I swear to God, to people that are listening to this,
Yes.
that weren't an adult during that time, I swear to God, there was a noticeable, more positive change in the way people interacted with people.
Yep.
Especially the way people treated cops and firemen.
What people forget is who knew what was going on before anybody else on September 11th? The intelligence community, right? And what did they do? Right? Did they give out a public warning? Did they tell you guys to evacuate? Did they say do this, that, or that? No, no. Not for everybody, not for a long time. But at the NSA, then director Michael Hayden, he was a general, he later became a director of the CIA, ordered the entire campus evacuated of thousands, tens of thousands of people, actually, and just said, go home, right? Well, I hear a call that's from my boss's wife, her husband, to her. He's calling from the NSA and saying, hey, you know, I think Ed should leave for the day because I think they're going to close the base down. And I'm like, this is crazy. It never closes down. We don't know what's happening. Then we start checking the news. Suddenly it's the big story everywhere. And, you know, nobody understands how big it is yet. But when I'm leaving, I hear car horns all over the base. It's the craziest thing, because this is a military base, right? It's right outside the NSA. And I enter just this absolute state of pandemonium as I go past K9 Road, which is the road that travels right in front of the NSA's headquarters. And it's just a parking lot. But I will never forget that image. Why did these people have so much power and so much money and so much authority that if at the moments we need them the most, they're the first ones in the country that are leaving their buildings? That director of NSA who gave that order about what was happening, he was going, well, you know, he called his wife and he was asking where their kids were and everything like that. And then after that, he wanted to think about, well, where could these other planes that they knew were in the air that hadn't struck yet, where could they be headed? And this sort of shows how self-centric the intelligence community is. This is the D.C. metro area, right? They could hit the White House, they could hit Congress, they could hit the Supreme Court, right? And they go, oh, they're going to fly their planes into the CIA headquarters, or they're going to fly their planes into the NSA headquarters. And of course, it was never realistic that these would be the targets. But on that basis, they were like, ooh, let's get our beacon.
Two brief passages from Falling Man. Paper was flying down the hallway, rattling in the wind that seemed to wash down from above. There were dead, faintly seen, in offices to either side. He climbed out over a fallen wall and made his way slowly toward the voices. In the stairwell, in near dark, a woman carried a small tricycle tight to her chest, a thing for a 3-year-old, handlebars framing her ribs. They walked down, thousands, and he was in there with them, one step and then the next. There was water running somewhere, and voices in an odd distance coming from another stairwell or an elevator bank out in the dark somewhere. It was hot and crowded, and the pain in his face seemed to shrink his head. He thought his eyes and mouth were sinking into his skin. Things came back to him in distant visions, like half an eye staring. The size of it, the sheer physical dimensions, and he saw himself in it, the mass and scale, and the way the tower swayed, a slow and ghostly lean. Someone took his arm and led him forward for a few steps, and then he walked on his own, and for an instant he saw it again, going past the window, the man falling sideways, arm out and up, like pointed up, like, why am I here instead of there?
Everyone has flags out. Homes, businesses. It's very odd. You never see anybody putting out a flag, but by Wednesday morning, there they all are. Big flags, small, regular flag-sized flags. A lot of homeowners here have those special angled flag holders by their front door, the kind whose brace takes 4 Phillips screws. Plus thousands of the little handheld flags on a stick you normally see at parades. Some yards have dozens of these stuck in the ground all over, as if they'd somehow all just sprouted overnight. Rural road people attach the little flags to their mailboxes out by the street. A good number of vehicles have them wedged in their grill or attached to the antenna. Some upscale people have actual poles. Their flags are at half-mast. More than a few large homes around swanky Franklin Park or out on the east side even have enormous multi-story flags hanging gonfalon style down over their facades. It's a total mystery where people can buy flags this big or how they got them up there, or the overall point being that on Wednesday here there's a weird accretive pressure to have a flag out. If the purpose of displaying a flag is to make a statement, it seems like at a certain point of density of flags you're making more of a statement if you don't have a flag out. It's not totally clear what statement this would be, though. What if you just don't happen to have a flag? Where has everyone gotten these flags, especially the little ones you can fasten to your mailbox? Are they all from the 4th of July and people just save them like Christmas ornaments? How do they know to do this? There's nothing in the yellow pages under flag. At some point there starts to be actual tension. Nobody walks by or stops their car and says, "Hey, how come your house doesn't have a flag?" But it gets easier and easier to imagine them thinking it.